Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Richardson and I'm the WCPW review guy. And here in the States, the big trend right now are fidget spinners. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyways, this is the German Qualifiers Pro Wrestling World Cup review. Way too long since we've had some WCPW. The ridiculous thing is they recorded this like 2-3 weeks ago. We're just now getting it. Kudos to them though, we are getting an entire weekend of WCPW action later on today. In fact, this will be up way before I'm going to watch the other one first before I upload this. Japanese Qualifiers as well, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, we got a whole weekend of WCPW action, so I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper. So, but yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Now this is the German Qualifiers right here, and right off the bat, thing I noticed is, you know, in the beginning of all the qualifying matches, there's always like these little pre-interviews. This one, no subtitles. I don't know if it was like that when it was initially aired. I just know that whenever I clicked the link or the video, watched it, had no subtitles or an option for subtitles. So, like, I don't know what anybody was saying at all. I mean, I assumed they were just like, I'm here to win, because that's what you say. But still, yeah, it was very odd. I was like, huh, seriously, 2 weeks you guys didn't upload this thing? We couldn't add subtitles? Just saying. So yeah, that was that. That's the first thing that was weird. We do got Alex Shane back. Yes, the classic team of Shane and Bradshaw, which I was so happy to hear. Missed Alex Shane. It's great. So let's get started now. Before we actually jump right into this, the first thing I think was another thing that was kind of weird was that this was, I guess, the event was a German Wrestling Federation event, the GWF. And the What Culture people were just kind of shoehorned into it. There's evidence throughout the entire night. But yes, that was the first thing I noticed, that, you know, right off the bat, that this was not even a WCPW crowd per se. It was more of a German Wrestling Federation crowd. So yeah, we got the ring announcer who's German as well. So don't even understand any of the ring announcements. But, you know, once again, stuff like that I don't care as much about, because I mean, we pretty much know what they're saying. Not like they're adding anything else. It's the same thing we always hear. It is odd though, at least for the first half. You know, later on we get the English one. We get the one fall call back from the crowd. But early on, these first 4 matches, no. There is no one fall. So yeah, there's that. The first match, it's a Pro Wrestling World Cup first round qualifying match between Cash Money Erkin and Rambo Braun. And first thing I know is, now I'm just a WCPW nerd. Obviously. So, but I keep track of all the announcements they were making. This was initially supposed to be Cash Money versus, what did I write down? Crazy Sexy Mike? It's like, where the hell did Crazy Sexy Mike go? What's going on? I'm not gonna lie, that's the thing about this entire event. Out of the 8 competitors, I knew one. I knew Bad Bones. That was it. I didn't know any of them. Which did make for a compelling watch, because even like with like the Scottish qualifier, which I only knew a tiny handful, you knew who was going to win that. Like, from the very beginning, you're just like, it's going to be Joe Coffey and it's going to be Drew Galloway, even though Galloway would eventually drop out. But beside the point, the first time you're watching the Scottish qualifier, you're like, those are your 2 winners. They don't care who these other people are. And sure enough, that's what it was. But here, I didn't know anybody, so it was kind of like, ooh, who's going to win this now? Like, I knew Bad Bones was walking away. Like, that was just a given. I was like, he's the only guy who is a WCPW wrestler, so yeah, he's winning it. Everybody else, no idea. So I did like that aspect of it. But once again, I'm sitting here with my little bracket at home, and I'm like, whoa, where's Crazy Sexy Mike at? We don't got no Crazy Sexy Mike. So you got Cash Money Erkin, who is a really tall guy, but not really muscular. Like, he's kind of wiry, thin. Body doesn't quite match, you know, his height. He's kind of like Zack Sabre. Like, if Zack Sabre started bulking up, it's what reminded me of anyway. Just a really tall, gangly looking dude. And then you got Rambo Braun, who kind of a paramilitary gimmick he has right there. So yeah, this match, you know, once again, always, you know, I don't know how many matches we had. What was it, 10? I always rank the matches, and this was probably this was my least favorite of the night. Now, it's not a bad thing. It wasn't a horrible match. To me, just little things I was nitpicking on. It just seemed like they didn't quite mesh well. Their wrestling styles, and just had a lot of like little tiny sloppy. Like, one thing that was really odd, like there's one moment where the big man drop kicks Braun, and then like Braun don't even like sell it. He just kind of like gets hit, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm hurt. And he kind of falls back. It just kind of, it's a weird moment, and the match was just peppered with these little I don't know, odd moments throughout. Now, just saying that, there was a lot of cool moments as well. And like I said, there was not really a bad match on the card, but this is just one that I didn't know anybody in it, and I was probably the least invested in overall. Just my opinion. Once again, no disrespect to the wrestlers involved. They both did a great job, or tremendous job. Wrestling. They're doing something I can never do. So there you go. Even if I don't like their match, I still gotta respect them. I mean, seriously. One of my favorite moments was Braun's on the top rope and Cash Money hits this enziguri, and I mean, it was sick. It was looking at him right in the face. Like, it was just like, oh my god, like he just splatted him right in the freaking face, and then he hits him with another one right in the side of the head, taking him down. He ends up, sorry, I got everything written down here. A lot happened, it's all small print. So anyways, he goes up to top, Braun goes top rope, comes off, gets caught with a super kick, and that is the end of the match. Cash Money wins and advances to the second round. We are then treated to a promo, because throughout the night, it's like in any WCPW event, we get the little commercials throughout. But we get a commercial here for German Wrestling Federation with no subtitles. So once again, I'm just like, I don't know what anybody's saying. I will say this though, the pictures were very nice. I loved it. Like, literally, I was just like, you know what? This would be a really cool event to watch. But I wouldn't understand what the hell anybody's saying. But no, it looked good. But once again, just no idea what the heck anybody was saying. All right, up next, it is the Pro Wrestling World Cup first round qualifying match. Pascal Spalter versus Bad Bones. This is probably one of my favorite. This is the best match as far as the commentary goes. Alex Shane was just on fire because I guess Pascal's a reality TV star over in Germany, so he just kept busting out like all these different reality show titles and making puns and stuff like that. And I don't know, a lot of people were like, he's annoying, just like that. I love it. Like, to me, I'm laughing the entire time. That's what it's all about. And then he was just like I just said with that German Wrestling Federation commercial, Alex Shane was like, I would love to watch these, reality shows with Pascal. And, Bradshaw was like, you don't even speak German. He's like, yeah, but I can look at the pictures. That's how I read books. Funny stuff. I don't know. Anybody who doesn't like Alex Shane, you're just a dick. That's what I'm going to say. Shane's my boy. Love him. So anyways, going back to the match here. One thing I will say really crazy about this, dude, the crowd is behind Bad Bones. Like, he is huge. He's a rock star over there in Germany. Like, it was insane. And, like, I just figured, like, he was a heel in WCPW. Figured he'd be a, heel there. No, like, crowd loves this dude. Getting a little closer here. Sorry. I got 4 pages all taped together. Because normally, well, it's loaded. There's a loaded event. There's only like 4 matches, so I can cram all that stuff on one paper. And you get these big 10 matches. I got everything spread out. And I got different points I want to hit. So, yeah. Maybe I'll just do a clipboard. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring a clipboard next time. Anyways, at one point, Bad Bones goes right after him. And Pascal catches him and just lifts him over. Beautiful overhead belly suplex, which I thought was great. Bad Bones, I mean, the match was basically Bad Bones getting his ass handed to him. Like, he was like the Shawn Michaels of the match, just getting beat down to the point you're like, he ain't gonna make it. And he just kept coming back. He kept going for that move. He kept trying to go for this, like where he's on the apron and he dives through the middle rope to spear him on the inside. And, dude, he gets caught, and Pascal, who's just powerful as fuck, like, this launches him over, like almost like a suplex, like from spear the suplex. It was amazing. He does eventually hit the spear, later on in the match, but I just loved it right there. At one point, Bad Bones is outside, and Pascal grabs it and just deadlifts him like into the ring. It was freaking amazing. Sorry. Yeah. So then the match ends. There we go. Bones is fucked up. Like, Bones is just dead at this point, and Pascal is just toying with him, and he just like, keeps picking him up, and he keeps dropping. Kind of reminded me of the Bret Hart Diesel match at Survivor Series 95 when Diesel has the match won, and Bret Hart's just unconscious. Well, kind of the same thing, and then Bad Bones ends up, popping up and hitting him for roll up. 1, 2, 3. Bad Bones wins. He advances to the second round. So up next, we got Kim Kaplan versus DeMac. Here's the weird thing about this, too. So, I told you earlier, Crazy Sexy Mike didn't show up. Well, it wasn't supposed to be Kim Kaplan. It was supposed to be a dude named Tarkan Aslan in this match. And that's not the weird part. The weird part's going to come up later in the evening. But anyway, so I was just like, well, there's another just random substitution, I guess. So I crossed out my little bracket and wrote in Kim Kaplan. This match is pretty short and sweet. You know, DeMac is the only guy. See, whenever this event first started off, I was like, well, I'm gonna make my prediction. So my prediction was I was gonna go Bad Bones and DeMac. And I literally just chose DeMac for 2 reasons. One, I like the name. But the only other person I liked the name of was Juvenile X. And I was like, it's going to be one of these 2 guys, based on names alone. And then they actually released DeMac's entrance theme. And I was like, well, there you go, right? Like, that's got to be the red herring right there. And it was the red herring because it didn't work. But anyways, DeMac. So DeMac was, I was like, you know, I'm over this guy, hoping this guy wins. He did this ridiculous, like, he had like a release like front suplex move that he hit. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was awesome. I will say this is kind of me complaining about, this is a small complaint, but throughout the night, dude, everybody was hitting ace crushers. Like, every match almost had an ace crusher in it. Don't get me wrong, the move's awesome. That's my favorite move, period. Like, it is like the coolest move. I didn't even know it was called ace crusher when I was a kid. Like, to me, it was a diamond cutter, and then eventually an RKO, and I didn't like the RKO because Randy Orton sucks. But I was like, diamond cutter. It'd be my finisher. But dude, like, 3 matches out of the 3 matches all had like fucking ace crusher so far. I'm like, what the fuck? And then this one actually ends with ace crusher. Excuse me. DeMac actually puts him away with the ace crusher, and that's how we win it. So DeMac moves on to the 2nd round. I was like, man, ace crusher match? Ridiculous. Alright, so up next is Juvenile X going up against Lucky Kid. Juvenile X, he is Alex Wright's kid, for those WCW fans from back in the day. I know there ain't very many of you, but you know, for the few that are there. He was also known as Berlin, which Alex Shane brought up. I thought was great. He's just like, the younger kids may know him as Berlin. I'm like, dude, no one knows him as Berlin. Like, that gimmick was horrible and short-lived. But it's still a funny little moment right there. So, Juvenile X, I was like, alright, getting behind this guy just because of his legacy here. Lucky Kid, he reminded me a lot of like Dean Ambrose. Like, he just had like that, I'm a crazy man, like... But he's not really crazy. He's clearly put on the act that he's crazy. That's what Dean Ambrose reminded me of, that guy. He's like, you know, Dean Ambrose ain't really nuts. He just pretends to be nuts. So that's, you know, that's just, I don't know. This guy just reminded me a lot of like, you know, Ambrose in that sense right there. So this match, you know, very fast paced and everything, going all over the place. The one big thing here, I remember in Juvenile X, he, for the most part, just dominating the match. Like, it was almost all Juvenile X to the point where I was just like, well, this is just going to be another, you know, squash match like the previous one. But did not turn out to be the case at all. Lucky Kid, or no, I think it was Juvenile X. He's like this ridiculous, like a Rolling Thunder. No, it was like a kid. Like a Rolling Thunder, and he pops up, and then he grabs it and throws him to the DDT, which is freaking sweet. But he eventually hits him with a Dragon Suplex for the win. Lucky Kid moves on to the final. So, yeah. Or, sorry, the 2nd round. Technically the finals, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, Lucky Kid moves on right there. So, up next, we get the English-speaking announcer back out there. And this is the only time they actually feel like WCPW now. Like, the entire first 4 matches just felt like a random house show with random people, because I mean, with the exception of Bad Bones, it was like nobody else was right there. It didn't even feel real because, you know, the commentators were like recording in a booth somewhere because we never saw the table. So it was just kind of an odd, I don't know. But now we get the English speaking announcer out there, and I'm just like, oh, and he does the one fall and everybody else does the one fall with him. And I'm just like, now it's WCPW. And it's funny because when he talks, he actually says something along the lines of like, this next match is brought to you by WCPW, which also just goes to show you that this was not a WCPW event. This was clearly a GWF event with WCPW kind of just sandwiched in there. So, yeah, you know, I guess it is what it is. But so the next match, it's a tag team match. Tony and Ronaldo going up against the Hunter Brothers. Now, the weird thing about this match altogether was, you know, I don't know any of them except for the Hunter Brothers because, you know, they had one match in WCPW where they lost a prospect. So I just kind of had Jobber in my head, and you gotta remember, I don't watch a lot of, you know, wrestling in general except for WCPW. So anything outside the bubble of WCPW just doesn't exist to me. So the Hunter Brothers, however, they're veterans on the tag division, and they got a lot of accolades, you know, racked up. So I was like, well, they're clearly the favorites. But dude, Tony and Ronaldo, dude, the crowd was going nuts for them like that. And to me, I thought like when they came out, I'm just like, well, hell, they're literally being introduced as Tony and Ronaldo, so, I mean, jobbers, right? Dude, the crowd was fucking on fire for these two people. And, like, really showing no love at all for the Hunter Brothers, which was, you know, I figured would be, like, you know, the favorites here. So, anyways, I gotta say right now, match of the night. match of the night. I love this match. I thought this was great. Really exciting, great tag team action. Oh, excuse me. A lot of quick tags from the Hunter Brothers. Like, they were like just showing great. I want to see the Hunter Brothers go up against Polo Promotions. I'm sure it's happened numerous times over there in the UK, but I want to see that right now because I think that would just be an excellent match. Because after watching this match, I became a big fan of the Hunter Brothers here. Anyways, there's one moment here. Okay, this is so ridiculous, and I don't normally go in for this kind of shit, but at the same time, it caught me off guard, and I loved it. Like Ronaldo goes for like this insane like two-fisted punch, like the real Superman punch, and like knocks one of the Hunter Brothers like all the way back. Like he, bam, and just sends him across the ring. I was like, is this Dragon Ball Z? What the fuck's going on here? I don't know. I loved it though. It looked really cool. So yeah, Tony and Ronaldo ends up like dominating a good chunk of this match in the middle here. However, the Hunter Brothers come back with a insane flurry of offense. At one point, they hit like this neck breaker backstabber combo. At one point, one of the Tony Ronaldo guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who was who during this entire thing. I think Ronaldo had the green trunks and the other guy had the white trunks. But Hunter Brothers, I couldn't tell you which one's Jim and which one's Lee. They were Hunter Brothers. But one of the Tony Ronaldo guys has a Hunter Brother pinned. The other Tony Ronaldo guy is over here coming this way. The other Hunter Brother comes off. Now, he's got to break up the pin, but also take out the other guy. So he does like this missile drop kick, and he hits the guy. But when he lands on top of the his partner who's being pinned, breaking the count as well. Just awesome. Like, I just like that. That's great. Like, that's just freaking sweet. It ends. The match comes to an end when one of the Hunter Brothers hits a super hurricane off top rope, and then the other Hunter follows it up with a splash from the top. 1, 2, 3. Hunter Brothers win. To the dismay of the crowd, dude, the crowd turned ugly. They were booing. I was like, holy shit, like, man. And I thought they all four put on great. Once again, it wasn't even like a heel versus face tandem. It was just like, it was just a standard competitive tag team match, which we need to see more of, in my opinion, WCPW. And dude, but like the crowd was just like, nope, fuck them. We like these guys. I'm guessing they were hometown, but dude, they did not like the Hunter Brothers at all. So I was like, holy shit, this is turning ugly. So yeah, there you go, Hunter Brothers pick up a win. So up next is the internet title match. Joe Coffey versus Gabriel Kidd. Once again, this kind of showing that this is not a WCPW crowd at all, because even though Coffey is a phenomenal wrestler and I love him, and he was super popular when he was a face, but once he turned heel, like, you don't get the crowd even behind him for a second. They instantly just turned on him, Here, it's like they didn't get the memo, and dude, they are chanting, they're doing the Black Sabbath song, Iron Man song, and they're all cheering along, and it was just like, wow, and dude, like, Gabriel Kidd getting almost no love at all. It was shocking, it really was. Coffey just dominating Kidd for the most part in this match. The one thing that really kind of, I don't know, I wasn't super huge on, Kidd just kept matching power for power with Coffey. Now, I don't mind that that's what he's trying, all right? Because that's what they pointed out when he fought Zack Sabre, and they pointed out during this match. And it's like, whatever opponent is thrown at him, he's trying to match that, and I get that. However, Kidd should never be matching Coffey, and then winning in certain instances. Like, there are a few cases where I'm just like, dude, I've seen Coffey drop people like Moose and Primate with this move, and Kidd just standing there like, I'm taking it. It's like, no, you're not. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it took me out of, oh yeah, this is no longer real. This is a fake, entertaining sport. I get it now. And I know, like, it's just like, oh, Daniel, you're taking wrestling too seriously. I get it, but still, just like, come on. Like, and I'm all for, Kidd's run as internet champion. And I'm good. And I like the fact that, in spoiler alert, he does win clean fashion with a finisher. Like, he doesn't do a quick roll-up or a kitchen by. No, he decisively puts him away, and that's great. And I'm okay with that. But the journey getting there, it shouldn't just be him, like, matching power holes, withstanding the power that Coffey's bringing down on top of it. It just didn't look real, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. That said, the match was still, really good stuff right here. There was one point that was insane. I got it written down right here because I knew I was going to freaking forget it. Oh yeah, no. One of the part I really liked was Kidd goes to, he's like the one time, he actually used a little psychology there, was he's going to punch Coffey. Coffey ducks it, and he grabbed him for a quick DDT, and it's just like, loved it. Like, outsmarting your opponent. That's good. But just, taking a barrage of, punishment. Like they did the double clothesline, like they're trying to knock you down. I'm like, I'm sorry, kid, you're getting knocked down your ass right off the bat. Like, Coffey's gonna overpower you in that situation. The fact that you're taking the blows is just, I don't know. I'm getting worked up on nothing right here. We'll move on. We'll move on. Coffey goes for the black coffee several times. Kid constantly keeps countering it. He eventually, Kid hits him with the kamikaze dive thing, and then goes off top rope, or the middle rope with the moonsault. Could not put him away, but then Kid goes for that running, I don't know what he's calling it, like a running front boot kick thing. 1, 2, 3, Gabriel Kidd wins it. Retains his internet championship. The crowd loses their mind and start booing him. And I was like, oh my god, like shit. They did not like Kid. They loved them some Joe Coffey over there, which is alright. I mean, I love Joe Coffey too, but it's just like, wow, like, I feel like if you love a heel, the best way to show that love is to boo him, because that's what, you know. But no, they're just like, nope, I have none of that shit. He's our hero. So yeah, Kid wins. Once again, okay with Kid winning, because I mean, I love the fact that he is that underdog guy, and that's the thing. Like, he is the underdog. Like, you know, and I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing, but it's like, you know, every time you do watch a match, like 75% of the times I've seen him in the ring as champion, I assumed he was going to lose the title. Like, I know that sounds like ridiculous, but I was just like, he's losing it. Like, he's not going to hold on that long, is he? And Joe Coffey's another example. Like, is Joe Coffey like just going to kill? Like, I figure he's just going to destroy him, or is going to end like some kind of ridiculous like DQ kind of, you know, or Hendry's going to get involved or whatever. So the fact, but you know, and I was happy to see, you know, Kid, you know, it gives him a little bit more legitimacy. It was just seeing him literally just take these devastating blows, and it was just like, shrugging it off. I'm badass. Like, no, you're not. It's okay to, you know, get taken down. Shawn Michaels does it. I know I brought him up twice now, but yeah, like, you can get your ass handed to you and still come back and win strong in the end. But I don't know, it was just a little thing that was kind of irking me. So anyways, yeah, Gabriel Kidd wins, retains the title. Up next, another just sign that we are no longer in WCPW. World title on the line. Joe Hendry going up against Primate. Not even the main event. Not even the semi-main event. This is literally just in the middle of the mid-card right here. Like, this is followed by Alex Gracie and Kenny Williams. And that tells you anything right there. When Alex Gracie and Kenny Williams, and don't get me wrong, I love both guys, but when that match is over the world title, come on. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so world title on the line, and Hendry comes out and cuts a really cool promo. I just love... Hill Hendry's great. I just love the promos he cuts, the shushing and all that good stuff. But, you know, Primate comes out. Primate recently just won the hardcore title. And so, yeah. And here's the thing. So, going into this match, I'm just like, Primate, like, he's not going to win the title. I know that. I know he's not going to win it. Like, the smart part of my brain was just like, Primate's not going to win it. Hendry's going to win it. But then that Mark side is in my head was just like, but what if he did? Like, I want to see him. I mean, because like, you know, I love Hendry as a heel, but as a fan, I want to see Hendry get his ass just handed to him. And Primate, I'm a huge Primate fan, so I'm like, I want to see him just choke his ass out. I want to see him just spear him through a fucking... Like, I know it's not a hardcore match, but I'm put him through a table. Like, I don't care. Put him through a table. I just want to see Primate just inflict so much violence upon Hendry. I just want to see him, at the end, hold up both titles over his head. That's what I want to see as a fan. So, he comes out, and right off the bat, they get in this huge brawl before the match. And that's another thing I'm noticing too. Have you noticed, like, seriously, out of like all the title defenses that Hendry has had as champion, like 95% of them begin with a ridiculous 10-minute pre-match brawl. Why is that? Like, because I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense, because I'm thinking to myself, like, the only reason I can see them constantly doing something like that is if, A, the wrestlers, they're trying to protect the fact that the wrestlers' matches could be a little boring. I'm like, but they wouldn't. Like, Hendry's put on exciting matches with everybody. Even the people that they've done, is like, him and Kirby put on great matches. And yet they keep having these pre-match brawls. And I was like, well, maybe that was just them. And, you know, it's such a heated rivalry, fine. But then they did it again here. I was just like, well, really? Like, we can have a regular straight-up wrestling match. We don't have to just constantly do a 10-minute brawl before each match. Maybe they're just like, we'll get the crowd excited before the match starts. I don't know. But yeah, this match does go everywhere. Spills into the crowd several times, into the chairs, the empty chairs, if you will. Back to the bar. That was the funniest little moment, was Hendry like grabs like a little cup of water and is just like, ah! And then Primate's just like, what? And he grabs him over the bar and beats the shit out of him. Love that. It's good stuff right there. It does finally get back into the ring. Oh, there is one little moment I want to mention real quick. When Hendry's getting chopped outside, like he's into the post and Primate's just letting him have it. Dude, the look on Hendry's face is priceless. Like, it looks like he's about to cry. Like, he looks like, I'm just like, oh my God, I felt for him. I was like, man, I'm hoping Primate beats your ass, but even that's a little too brutal for me. Like, I'd cry, I ain't gonna lie. I'd just be like, oh, I'm done. Tapping out, here's your title. This is a short match. So anyways, but they're back in the ring. The Primate hits a devastating spine buster. And then this is when the end starts coming. So Hendry's down, and of course he's begging off Primate, and as Primate's getting closer, he's not having any more of that. He's like, fuck it. He goes to spear him. Hendry pulls the referee in front of him, and of course the referee takes the spear. Hendry hits a low blow, grabs the title, and clocks him with it. And you're like, ah, another goofy finish or whatever. And then Primate starts fighting back. And then locks him into the chokehold. And I'm just like, oh shit, he's going to choke him out. And Hendry goes down. Referee's waking up. And he's tapping. Hendry is tapping out. And my mind went into two different places here. Because a part of me was just like, they're not going to end it like this. They're not going to end it like this. Fuck. They're not going to let Primate have the title. But when Primate grabs that title and holds it above his head, and that look on his face like he finally did. Dude, I popped. Even knowing it's not going to last, I still popped in my head. I was like, yes, Primate, you did it. You finally did it. And of course the referee takes the title away. And they explain that since Hendry put his hands on the referee and Hendry's disqualified, Primate wins but does not win the title. And I was like, oh, like it's like, oh, come on. Yeah, disappointing. I was like, oh no. And then afterwards, it's just like Primate's in the ring like, and I was like, dude, just kill the referee. Like, I just feel like Primate would have just like lost his shit and just like gone on a rampage and then chase Hendry out there. Like, I want to see that. I was like, hey, you gotta kill the referee now. Like, the referee's dead, right? Like, seriously, in your mind, you're just like, fuck this referee, spear him, choke him out, and then chase Hendry back up the ramp. We didn't get none of that, and I was a little disappointed by that. The match itself was really good. I enjoyed it. And I, once again, as a fan, I was like, oh, crappy ending. No, that was an awesome ending. Like that, Hendry is that chicken shit heel champion who's gonna do shit like that to retain his title, and I'm okay with that. And once again, Primate showed that he can beat Hendry on any given night. He can. If it would have been if it would have been a hardcore match, guess what? Primate would have won. If it would have been any other kind of match, he would have won. But once again, Hendry outsmarted him, by, when I get really outsmarted him, he just literally got lucky that the referee disqualified him instead of just saying, fuck it, match continues and, move on. So, yeah, no, I like the way it ended. It made Primate look good. It made Hendry look good. I mean, it made him look more like, a devilish heel and all that stuff. So, no, cool finish. I liked it. Once again, the Mark side of me was just like, oh, no, Primate, you had it. You were that close. So, yeah, a really cool moment right there. So, up next, it's Alex Gracie versus Kenny Williams. Not much to say about this match. This is Alex Gracie's, at least in WCPW, his first match after turning on Lucas Archer. Not digging the entrance theme music at all. Like, I love the Prospect theme so much better. They could have done something like a variation on that, but whatever. It is what it is. Gracie comes out. He fights Kenny Williams. Williams does that rolling thing. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And it's not against Williams himself. He's a great wrestler. Love Kenny Williams, but that spot he does where he rolls from one side to the other and the guy's chasing him, I'm like, okay, you know what? The first two times I saw it, I thought it was okay. I was like, that makes sense. He's, being dominated by the other guy. The guy's trying to, get him. He just keeps rolling out. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, from a logical standpoint, you are a wrestler. Let's go kayfabe for a minute. It's real. It's just wrestling's real. And you're scouting your opponent, Kenny Williams, and you see that he does this all the time, where he does those things. Whether he's being beaten down and he's just rolling to escape, and then he does the roll backboard, or if he's just trying to fuck with you, I'm thinking to myself, all right, so that's his spot. I'm just gonna sit here in the ring, and if you don't come back in after 10 seconds, you're out, and I win the match. So, good for me. And then when you do come back in, I'm just gonna stomp you in the fucking face. It just seems very ridiculous. It's like, I don't know, there's a certain points in wrestling that, it's accepted because it is what it is. Like when Booker T will kick you in the stomach and you double over for a good 5-6 seconds so he can run to the ropes and come back with a scissor kick. It's like, if you're in a match with Booker T and I get kicked in the gut, I'm like, my gut really hurts and I'm bent over right now. Hope he doesn't do that scissor kick. He's going to do a scissor kick and I get kicked in the scissor kick. That's what I'm talking about. Or when you're fighting Rey Mysterio and he drop toe holds you into the middle rope and you're just hanging there. You would think like, I never do this any other time, and the only time I ever see anybody drift a rope like this is when they're about to get 6-1. Oh shit, don't do 619 and then you get 619. Same thing here. I'm like, if Kenny Williams is rolling, it's what he's doing. Just hold back. Be like, nah, go ahead, buddy. Just keep rolling. I'll wait. The referee's going to count you out eventually, so you're going to have to get back in. I want to see that. I want to see someone to say, fuck you, Kenny Williams. I'm not falling for the stupid roll thing. I'm going to wait on you. But Gracie did. And once again, it makes sense that Gracie doesn't, because he does have such a ridiculous temper anyway. So it does kind of, I mean, once again, but I'm just a grouchy old wrestling fan fuck. So I'm just like, rah. But anyways, Gracie eventually hits the Unprettier on Kenny Williams for the win. They're not calling it the Unprettier. They said it. I didn't hear what they said. Like the pull, the fool, I don't know. If you guys know exactly what they said, the new name of the finisher is, let me know. Comment section below, please. But anyways, he hit with the Unprettier. 1, 2, 3. Alex Gracie wins, picks up a single victory. Good for Alex Gracie. And I want to see Alex Gracie succeed. I want to see him do good as a singles competitor. And hopefully, way later down the road, if Archer ever comes back, boom, you got a built-in feud right there. So up next, it is the Pro Wrestling World Cup second round qualifying match, and this one is between the Mac and Lucky Kid. Because it's weird, they had the bracket set up and then they just kind of switched it, because I would assume that Bad Bones would have fought, Cash Money, but they put that at the end. Anyways, Lucky Kid, the Mac, and the Mac, once again, just dominates the entire fucking match. I was just like, are you kidding me? Hits a corkscrew, like, cannonball thing, which I thought was really cool. However, in the end, once again, Lucky Kid goes for that dragon suplex, bam, hits it, 1, 2, 3. Lucky Kid moves on. I was really shocked because after I picked the Mac based on the fact that I liked his name because it's a Richard Pryor movie here in the States. But then also the fact that they had his own entrance theme. It was actually a video on the WCPW page. So I was like, well, he's getting it. But when I heard the commentary, they're like, well, he wrestled in the Cruiserweight Classic. I was like, well, shit, he has a lot more pedigree than most of you people here. He's going to win it. So the fact that Lucky Kid won really surprised me. But no, I'm not angry about it, because once again, good for Lucky Kid. Glad he got it. Here's the weird part, though. So remember earlier when the Mac fought Kim Kaplan, I was like, he's a replacement, apparently, for Tarkin Aslan. Tarkin Aslan just shows up on stage. And once again, you can tell it was a very GWF moment because, even the commentators for WCPW is like, I don't know what the hell this is about. As his partner, but what's he doing up there? And, we're not going to get no explanation unless we tune in the GWF or something. But he just walks up there and I was just like, oh, there we go. But I was like, so he's here? So why did he not wrestle? What the hell? I don't know. Sorry, excuse me. So I was just like, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know what's going on, but, doesn't matter. Lucky Kid moves on now to the finals. He's going to be representing Germany. So who's going to follow him over there? Well, let's find out. Because up next is our main event. Yes, forget the world title. This is all about the Pro Wrestling World Cup second round qualifying match between Cash Money Erkin and Bad Bones. And just like the previous match, it's like Erkin just dominating Bad Bones. The entire match, the crowd is behind Bad Bones. This was such a different look altogether. Because I was just like, he's normally just a dastardly heel. Muscle for hire is what he's been in WCPW for the most part. Hasn't had the best winning, win-loss record. So I was just kind of like, But once again, he's the only one I knew from this 8, so I figured he's going to win, but I figured he'd be cheating his way through, or, he'd get a couple small guys, he'd dominate or whatever, but no, he literally plays face in peril, getting beat down, but then showing his resiliency in the end. Yes, they literally go out to the crowd several times. I love that. At one point, dude, Bad One just drop kicks him into the crowd, into the chairs, and dude, Cash Money lands awkwardly. I'm just like, oh, dude, you're pulling a muscle or injuring yourself somehow. In the ring, Cash Money just takes over, and he hits him with this Death Valley driver, and I'm just like, oh shit, 1, 2, and dude, Bad Bones got up on a millisecond. It was he this close to being 3. Bam, shoulder pops up. He ends up taking him outside, beating his ass out there, and he leaves him out there for a while. And as Cash Money's in there, the referee's counting to 10, or he's getting his way to 10. He's 8, 9, and once again, he probably has the first syllable out, and then of course the dude rolls in, Bad Bones rolls in. Once again, he's so close to being eliminated. Eventually, he ends up. He goes for a. Oh, he hits him with a lung blower. That's what it was. Sorry. I didn't have that written down. I actually had to remember that one. Lung blower. And Bad Bones hits the lung blower. 1, 2, 3. Bad Bones wins. Moving on to the finals. And, dude, it was such an awesome, feel-good moment. It was weird because, like I said, in my two different brains, the smarky side, I like Bad Bones because I like his look, I like his attitude, and I want him to succeed. And that's very much the internet wrestling fan. Well, I like this guy, and I hope he, But, the Mark side of me is just no, boo this guy, fuck him, he's a bad guy, But this is like the one time I'm actually cheering for him. Like, I'm legitimately like, I hope he wins this. Like, even though I'm pretty sure he will, I was just like, no. Like, dude, he's going through so much shit in this match. Like, I want to see him, like, power out and win at the end. And he did. And we end. You know, big celebration. The crowd loves him. He's in the crowd. He's taking pictures of everybody. I mean, it was a great moment. Like, he was like the Rocky Balboa, the Hulk Hogan, the Michael Jordan of, like, the town. It was great. It was a weird life to see Bad Bones in, but and it really was. Like, you know, it's funny because, like, I was bitching about how the world title should have went on at the main event. I understand why it didn't, but it was definitely a better feel-good moment to end out on the show. Like, you know, just ending out with, like, you know, Hendry, you know, screwing Primate again, and Primate not even getting the retribution of beating everybody up. It was just kind of like, it would have been a flat ending. Whereas this one was just like, oh shit, yeah, Bad Bones wins. Bad thing is, I don't think he's going to carry this good guy persona over to WCPW, which is kind of sad. Like, because I mean, I don't expect WCPW fans to just like embrace him all of a sudden because of this. But I don't know. I don't know. I really like this look of Bad Bones. Like, I don't know. I like this Bad Bones right here. But no, I'm really glad that, you know, Bad Bones is in there in the finals. So yeah, good luck to Bad Bones right there. Maybe it's like gonna be like a Bret Hart thing. Like, remember how like Bret Hart, when he was a heel, whenever he's in Canada, he was beloved and he was good guy up there, but then once you go back to the States, he's, you know, bad guy. It's the same thing, like when Bad Bones is not in Germany, he's just an asshole who beats people up for money, but then when he's back in Germany, he's like, I'm a hero to the people and everything. I don't know. So yeah, that was the German qualifiers. Overall, I liked it. The biggest complaint I'm going to have about the show is, it just didn't feel like a WCPW event. We've had a handful of shows that just didn't feel like a WCPW event. The Scottish qualifier was one of them. I think the Orlando show, I'm forgetting the name of that already. Son of a bitch. When they went to Orlando, didn't feel like a WCPW show. It felt like a house show with some just WCPW wrestlers there. And that's what this felt like. This felt like literally like, you know what it was. It was like, it was a GWF show with some WCPW sprinkled in. And that's what it felt like. That aside, I thought the in-ring action was really good. I got to see a lot of wrestlers that I really like. I want to see more of the Mac. I like Lucky Kid. Juvenile X, I want to see more of him as well. And Pascal, dude, Pascal is like a mean motherfucker. Like, I want to see this guy just come to WCPW and like actually dominate. It was cool seeing Bad Bones as a hero as opposed to being just like a hated villain. I thought Hendry's win. I liked how he won that. I thought, you know, once again, douchey way to come out with a victory, but it was great all around because once again, it made Primate look good. It made him look even more like a dastardly, heelish, chicken shit pussy. It works for everybody. If I would have changed anything in that match, I would have just had Primate going on a rampage after. I would have seen like Primate just start choking out the referee and then like chasing Hendry. I would have loved to see that. Kid, I'm glad to see Kid win one decisively. Like, he beat a legitimate opponent in Joe Coffey. Like, you don't get much better than that. Like, you can say like, I just defeated, you know, Coffey in the middle of the ring with my finisher. That's a pretty good fucking accomplishment. It was just the match itself that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I just, you know, once again, when it gets to a point where they're literally just laying in clotheslines on each other, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, you're broken in half right now. Like, you get a clothesline from Coffey, which is his finisher for the most part, man. There ain't no twirl to it, but still yet, it's clear that Coffey has some strong arms, and you're still just taking it. I'm not buying that shit. Like, now I'm out of the match, and now I'm bitching about it. Other than that, still glad to see he won it, and yeah, I'm really glad. I want to see him, you know, move on, you know, keep progressing with this title run. It's good to see Alex Gracie pick up a win. Once again, that match was kind of lackluster, but once again, it was what it was. But yeah, overall, I'm giving it a thumbs up. Really pumped to see the Japanese qualifier as well. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, can't wait to see how it turns out. That's all I got. Guys, let me know what you thought of this event in the comments section down below. And yeah, guys, today, in fact, if you're watching this, you've already seen it, Japanese qualifier, so my review for Japanese qualifier will be up tomorrow. And also the unofficial top 10, which I'm sure both events together in one weekend is going to shake some shit up. So we'll see what happens there. So that's all I got, guys. Share and subscribe if you haven't already. Show this video that thumb and love. And yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff's down below. And yeah, that's all I got. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, till tomorrow. Until tomorrow, catch you later.